How y'all doing? How you feeling? I'm feeling good. Uh, let's rock out real quick. Fuck it.
Party in the garden, the tower's falling, love in the summertime. Ooh, yeah, yeah. And I'm unified, feeling oh so unified. In the lockdown, in the lockdown. Every day, it's a gift. That's why we call it the present. We were born on the garden of Eden, with flowers growing, little birds chirping. I was in the garden just having a laugh, till I met a monster cross my path. Hey guys, do you want some more trilla? I could get you lit up one of two ways. What's it gonna be, man? What's it gonna be, man? Saying I feel like the whole world was begging me to rain fire above upon my enemies.
What's up, everybody? I'm coming right to you. Give me a second. I'm grooving.
Saying I forgot the whole world begging me to rain fire above upon my enemies. Till the love washed over me. Till I let the love wash over me every day. It's a gift. That's why we call it the present.
What's up, everybody? Oh, it's been a great week. Entrepreneurship. It's hit me like a fucking speedway train. How y'all doing out there in the live area? Don't be bitches. Comment, call in. We're gonna be talking about this impeachment sham going nowhere fast. We're also going to be talking about what Trump had to say in his letter response to being acquitted. And then I also have a question, because a couple days ago, me and a partner of mine were talking about oppression. And it kind of got to me, not in a bad way, but it got me thinking. So we'll talk about that. First off, can we watch the greatness? Let's watch the fucking greatness real quick.
The yeas are 57. The nays
That's what I'm drinking.
Are 43. 2/3 of the senators present not having voted guilty. The Senate judges that the respondent, Donald John Trump, former president of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment. The presiding officer directs judgment to be entered.
Oh, do you see it? Do you see the greatness? The greatness that transpired today. And Trump said he's not done. He's not finished. But this whole impeachment was a sham. It was a fucking circus. Everyone talks about Trump's the clown. No, what is his name? Congressman Raskin? Oh, that's the real clown. That motherfucker should have won an Academy Award giving us those crocodile tears the other day. An Academy. That's how good he was. I see people on my timeline. Oh my God. Oh, this is horrible. It's horrible. How could those Trump supporters act like animals? Didn't say shit for the last 9 months. Portland is still on fire. Still on fire. Their mayor's too busy trying to blend in with the crowd. No one gives a fuck about that because it's their own. No one wants to spank their own. I, for one, if Trump committed any crime, and I want you guys to tell me a crime that he committed, I would fucking go at Trump so fucking hard. And that's my guy. But I'm not going to sit here and act like this impeachment had some validity to it. It had no validity. None. So it was a masterpiece seeing that it went nowhere. Oh, and didn't Trump's lawyers do a great job? Oh, yes, they did. A fantastic job. Lavane Camacho on the check-in. How's your day? My day's perfect. My week, perfect. Anything is possible. If you guys want to call in, the number is on the screen. Go ahead and call in. But I loved it. Every fucking second of this defense of Trump. Now, on the first day, they had some fucking lawyer who later came out that he didn't like Trump. He was tweeting that Trump was a criminal and all this other shit, but he was representing Trump and saluted the Democrats with their presentation. Their whole presentation was fake. They were lies. I know they mesmerized a lot of people. I know the violence at the Capitol really hit a lot of people in the heart. It hit me in the heart. Those guys were terrorists. I've said it before. But those aren't Trump supporters. Those are anarchists. It's a difference. You don't like it when we Trump supporters lump Black Lives Matter and Antifa all in one ball. So don't lump all of us in one ball. Known Antifa operatives were caught up in the Capitol recording. But no one bats an eye at that. No. They have to be Trump supporters. They had Trump flags. They had the hats. They'll use any excuse in the book to come at my boy. I'm about to call Trump the Great White Hope. That's what I'm about to do. He's undefeated. Trump's my guy. I dig him. Rob on the check-in. Rob says the crime here is they wasted taxpayers' money. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Fuck a stimmy. Why you wasting my money on this for? It's ridiculous. We knew it was going nowhere. When I seen Republican senators walking out of that bitch, I said, this is over. Why are we wasting our time? And then Democrats today, oh, we want to vote to call witnesses. Trump's lawyers hit him with the cannon. Any witness called on your end, I'm calling 300 on ours. Facts. As soon as he said, and I want to know if you guys caught this. As soon as he said, I'm going to call Nancy Pelosi, he started naming up congressmen to get called as witnesses, to go on the stand under oath. As soon as he said that, they dropped that whole witness shit. That's what money gets you. Now, I know I talked about this last Saturday, I believe. It's not a race thing anymore. It's money. It's economics. Where are you at in your class? A lot of us aren't where we want to be. You can't blame Trump for being a billionaire. The guy worked at it. Well, his dad gave him $1 million to start. We don't get that. Okay. How much money did Jay-Z get to start? He's a billionaire as well. How much? I know Jay-Z gave Dame Dash, $300 million to sell Rockefeller? And Dame Dash is broke? Just saying. I'm just saying. I can't get mad at Trump because he was given $1 million from his billionaire dad. He turned $1 million into $3 billion. Come on now. So when we're talking about economics, and we're going to roll into the later end of this show about where I'm going to right now. It ties in with this oppression. It ties in with this whole oppression idea that everyone, and it's not just of color. I don't want to just attack blacks. It's not just blacks. Mexicans do it. Whites do it. But people have their mind as if they're oppressed. And I really think it stops them. I really fucking think that mind frame, that way of thinking stops them from progressing in life. ML, I don't know how to say that, 40, not just a waste of money, but something to take the heat off of Sleepy Joe, who they keep in the closet. Facts. Every time I see Sleepy Joe, I'm like, this guy, what the fuck is he doing in President Trump's house? No, I get it. You guys hate me for going being a Trump supporter. I get it. I'm your Uncle Tom. I've already told you. I've accepted that. I've accepted that. Just like I've accepted that I'm not oppressed. I'll let you think about that for a second. And I'm going to play a tune. Oh, royalty-free music for you podcasters that are starting out. I just got this taught to me. Royalty-free music, but we'll play a little bit of a song for you.
The urgency to get
That's what we're on. All right. I just had to play that to find my clip. I'm filling in time. I'm filling in time. But this is what I was talking about as this impeachment was a hoax. Worse than Russia collusion. Worse than he's a racist. This was the worst thing America needed right now in the divided country that we live in already. We needed more ammo, more fire, more gasoline on that fire. But Trump's lawyers did a great job at turning the shit around. I was wanting Trump to do this months ago. All that rhetoric that Democrats did against him, he should have used that a long time ago. And he tried. He tried. But anything he said was so negative. And I don't think it was negative. The media does. I mean, people who are sensitive do. But I'm going to play a montage of Democrats since Trump has taken office saying that they wanted to impeach him. This was brilliant right
President
here.
Trump out of office. House Democrats held the articles until he was no longer president, mooting their case. Hatred, animosity, division, political gain. And let's face it, for House Democrats, President Trump is the best enemy to attack.
I want to say this for Donald Trump, who I may well be voting to impeach.
Donald Trump has already done a number of things which legitimately raise the question of impeachment.
You know what I like? I like how they say he's done a number of things. He's done so many egregious things, but they never tell you what he did.
I don't respect this president, and I will fight every day until he is impeached.
Mama Maxine. Look at Mama Maxine. Or what do they call her? Auntie Maxine. Hey, Auntie.
That is grounds to start impeachment proceedings. Those are grounds to start impeachment. Those are grounds to start impeachment proceedings. Yes, I think that's grounds to start impeachment proceedings.
I rise today, Mr. Speaker, to call for the impeachment of the President of the United States of America.
Now, doesn't he remind you of your local pastor? And Jesus said, and Jesus, you got to follow me because I'm down with Jesus. Doesn't he remind you of that? And when I say your local pastor, I'm not talking about in the present day. I'm talking about in your slavery days.
I continue
Let that shit sink in. Let it sink in.
to say, impeach him, impeach 45, Impeach 45.
Look at this. They didn't give the guy a goddamn minute to do his fucking job.
So we're calling upon the House to begin impeachment hearings immediately.
On the impeachment of Donald Trump, would you vote yes or no?
I would vote yes.
I would vote to impeach.
Because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the motherfucker.
Whoa. Look how angry they are. We're going to impeach the motherfucker. It's angry.
But the fact is, I introduced articles of impeachment in July of 2017.
We don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
My oath requires me to be for impeachment, have an impeachment hearing. He needs the scarlet eye on his chest.
The representatives should begin impeachment proceedings against this president.
Hey, when Cory Booker was mayor, I believe, of Newark, New Jersey, I believe that's where he was mayor at, a large lump sum of money from, I believe, Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, was sent to the Newark education system. It's like $100 million. That money went missing, by the way.
It is time to bring impeachment charges against him. Bring impeachment charges.
My personal view is that he richly deserves impeachment.
I'm here at an impeachment rally, and we are ready to impeach them.
Looks like they're inciting violence to me. I think they all need to be removed from office. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. I get it. This isn't your topic. I get it. But this is what's happening in our country. You have the NBA a team, the Dallas Mavericks, trying to take away the national anthem because it says that some players, it doesn't sit well with them or it's not for them. Who the fuck are they to decide what's for who? Many people of different races, sexes, many people of different ideologies lost their lives. The least we can do is play the national anthem. But the sense of nationalism has been tainted. It's been colored with white nationalism. You can't love your country anymore without being accused of white sympathy, white sympathizers. You can't love it anymore. It's ridiculous. But wasn't that amazing to see? They all sat up there, all these Democrats sat up there crying how their lives were at risk. AOC, she wasn't even there. Proven fact. I'm supposed to feel sorry for the complacency of the Capitol Police, the D.C. mayor, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi refusing help from Donald Trump. I'm supposed to be sorry for y'all because y'all didn't want help. Don't you see how backwards this is? Don't you see it? It can't just be me who sees it. But when a black ex-chief in St. Louis gets gunned down for trying to stop Black Lives Matter and Antifa from looting his store, he got gunned down by those mostly peaceful protesters. Now, if Black Lives Matter, where was the outrage? A black guy in Chicago wearing a Trump 2020 shirt and hat gets gunned down. Where was the outrage? See, we only like what we like. And whenever something contradicts what we like, and it's proven factual, we get angry. We get confused. Matter of fact, we get angry because we're confused. Have you ever noticed that? Whenever you get confused, you get really fucking pissed. I've noticed it. I've noticed it, that this is how they've been towards Trump for the last 4 or 5 years. They don't understand him. He confuses them in turn. They're angry all the time. For one, I can't live my life angry. I just can't do it. I just can't fucking do it. So now we're going to play a montage of hateful rhetoric from the same people who said that they're peaceful people. So let me set it up. Don't go anywhere. And if you want to call in, you want to state your case on the people you voted for. That's fine. Look here. I'm not dismissive. I'm not dismissive at all. I love conversation. I love debate. I think we need more of that to understand each other. But when you're evasive and dismissive, that's where lies the problem. You're failing your fellow patriot, your fellow American. You're failing them because you don't want to open up. You don't want to open up. So now you're failing them. But let's listen to Trump's defense again with another masterpiece of the hateful rhetoric that Democrats impose on our president. Let's take a listen real quick.
Claim that the president in any way wished, desired, or encouraged lawless or violent behavior is a preposterous and monstrous lie. In fact, the first two messages the president sent via Twitter once the incursion of the Capitol began were, "Stay peaceful and no violence because we are the party of law and order." The gathering on January 6th was supposed to be a peaceful event. Make no mistake about that.
So does this mean nothing? So you guys who hate Trump, does this mean nothing?
And the overwhelming majority of those in attendance remained peaceful. As everyone knows, the president had spoken at hundreds of large rallies across the country over the past 5 years. There had never been any mob-like or riotous behaviors, and in fact, a significant portion of each event was devoted to celebrating the rule of law, protecting our Constitution.
The Great White Hope would never do that.
And honoring the men and women of law enforcement. Contrast the president's repeated condemnations of violence with the rhetoric from his opponents.
I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
The vast majority of the protests have been peaceful.
What happened there? Does anyone on the left want to condemn Black Lives Matter? Condemn Antifa? No, they don't.
Republicans stand for law and order, and we stand for justice.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
My administration.
Wow, is that not impeachable? She's seeming very impeachable. Seems like she doesn't want to be Madam Speaker anymore.
We'll always stand against violence, mayhem, and disorder.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
I stand.
Are they calling for civil unrest? Wow, I wonder if Donald Trump did that, what would happen to him?
And with the heroes of law enforcement.
And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
We will never.
Don't you find that amazing? We're not welcome anywhere.
Defund our police. Together we will ensure that America is a nation of law and order.
In high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. But I think,
first of all, Joe Biden, I don't even think you can beat your dick off.
You need to go back and punch him in the face. Feel like punching him.
We just want law.
Did you guys hear the thief, Cory Booker? It feels like punching him. Punch him right in the face.
Order. Everybody wants that.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
If Donald Trump spoke in this language, it would be fucking monstrous. It would be crazy.
We want law and order. We have to have law and order.
show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
We believe in safe streets, secure communities, and we believe in law and order.
Do you guys hear that chatter in the background? They're lost for words. They're lost. They're lost because they know they fucked up. Their rhetoric has been so evil for the last 4 years that a lot of people on the left have found it to be a norm now. Chad on the check-in, he probably can't find his dick. That's probably right. Probably right. I know he was having trouble putting that pin in his pocket. But this is what I mean. This is the hypocrisy of everyone on the left. Not the citizens, but your politicians. This is the hypocrisy of them. They ask for anarchy, a rebellion. They pass no new laws. They don't really want to help you. They want you to destroy yourself. That's what they want. Destroy yourself. They are the biggest pimps. And this was the conversation I had with one of my buds. America's a pimp. That's what he said to me. To me, the only thing that they pimp on is taxes. We fought, not us, literally, but our forefathers fought not to have taxes. And we're still fucking paying them. That's what pimps do. A pimp knows he's wrong, but he still wants his money, right? Now I'm going to get to what Trump said. I'm going to play a beat or two, and I'll be back. Let's get back to it. Let's get right back to it. If you guys want to call in, the number is on the screen. You can call in. Give me your input. Like I said, I'm not dismissive. I'm not going to dismiss your opinion because it differs from mine. You don't have to be nervous. You don't have to be worried. I'm just stating my opinion. Anyway, statement by Donald Trump after his acquittal. He says, I want to first thank my team of dedicated lawyers and others for their tireless work upholding justice and defending truth. I'm going to skip through a lot of this. He says, this has been yet another phase of the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. No president has ever gone through anything like it. And it continues because our opponents cannot forget that almost 75 million people, the highest number for a sitting president, voted for us just a short months ago. I also want to convey my gratitude to the millions of decent, hardworking, law-abiding, God and country-loving citizens who have bravely supported these important principles in these very difficult times. Our historic, patriotic, and beautiful movement to make America great again has only just begun. This is the cracker. This is the cracker that you eat to fulfill your dreams right here. This is it. And if you guys are QAnon supporters, you really fucking love this shit. In the months ahead, I have much to share with you. And I look forward to continuing our incredible journey together to achieve American greatness for all of our people. There has never been anything like it. We have so much work ahead of us, and soon we will emerge with the vision for a bright, radiant, and limitless American future. Together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. Oh, the great white hope has spoken. Hasn't he? Hasn't he spoken? What does he mean by this? I'm going to tell you my opinion. My opinion is he's not fucking done. My opinion that there's something going on that they're not telling us. I mean, it starts with this whole sham of an impeachment. Never heard of a ex-president, former president being impeached for some bullshit. Never heard of that before. Even Richard Nixon, who resigned. When you resign, you're admitting guilt in so many words. Even he did not get impeached after his resignation, after he left office. This kind of reminds me of, not really reminds me of, but I feel like Trump has a lot of juice and they know it. Kind of like Trump has the military and they don't like that because the military is supposed to be strictly for the president. Why else would you try to impeach someone who's out of office already? Why is he talking in this rhetoric as if he's not done, as if something else is going to happen? If I was a QAnon person, I'd be jumping for joy right now. I'd be feeling like every conspiracy that I've talked about is coming together. That's what I'd feel like. But I'm not that guy. That's not what I do. But I will say something else is happening. I've stated before that this administration, the Biden administration, is the weakest administration I've ever fucking seen start. Now, I know it's only been a month, not even a month, but it's just starting. I get it. But when you have military personnel, National Guard, turning their backs against you, when you kick them out of the Capitol into garages and then come up with cookies and no one takes them, that tells me you don't have your military. That tells me that the people don't trust you. That tells me they feel like you're a crook owned by China. That's what it tells me. So I'm excited to see what's in the next chapter of Trumpism, because that's what it is. Trump is the biggest thing blowing out there. He's big, bigger than both parties. That's why people hate him. But I can't wait to see what's in those many months that he talked about. Now, the final topic, oppression. Euler, if you're out there, I want you to call in. Me and Euler had a semi-conversation about this on Facebook on a status. I'm going to give you my take on this because I don't believe that white people are oppressing other ethnicities. Not anymore. At one point in time in history, that was the deal. And I will say this on record. America owes blacks reparations. The same way that they paid for Jewish people to have them. The same way that they paid for the Japanese people to have them. They owe blacks reparations. But as far as them oppressing us because of our skin color, I don't believe that's a thing anymore. The technology's too advanced. It's too advanced. Now, I'm going to tell you, as a black man in America, I was raised by a proud black mother who did the best she could. And the first thing that she told me that was memorable to me, that will always stick with me, is, son, I want you to understand you have 2 strikes already. 1, because you're black. 2, because you're a black man. That always stuck with me. Now, my mother's strong. She raised 4 children on her own. Did the best she could, gave us the best life we could. But this is what she was taught. This is what her parents before her were taught, and their parents before their parents were taught. This is common in black culture, that you already have 2 strikes or a strike against you. It's common. So when something's common, it becomes truth. Just because it's common doesn't make it truth. It took me 28 years to figure that out. I've told you guys many times, I used to be in the streets ripping and running, trying to be the biggest fucking gangster I could be. I tried to make money all in the streets. I tried to fuck all the hoes I could. Yes, I did. I got so paranoid with life, I started busting nuts at chicks, trying to get them pregnant. That's how I was living. Because I felt like that was how life was to be for me. That's how life was as a young black man in America. That's what I really felt. Until I started talking to different ethnicities. I actually had to move to Phoenix, Arizona to figure that out. I started talking to a guy named Bob. And Bob told me I'll never forget this. Me and him were talking. I had an apartment outside of Phoenix, and I had mentioned that I was the king of my castle. And Bob said, "How are you the king of your castle and you live in an apartment?" That was the realest shit I've ever heard. So then I started looking up loans. I started looking up how to get loans. I started educating myself on credit scores and all this other stuff. To the point where now I'm a homeowner. Now I'm handling business, which I have been for the last 3 years. But I didn't stop there in knowledge and receiving this knowledge. I kept going. And this whole fantasy that I lived in, that Black America lives in, of being oppressed, is just that. It's a fantasy. We oppress ourselves. And I know you're going to say, well, we can't oppress ourselves because we don't own anything. We do. We own our own lives, our own destiny. We have to control our own destiny. But we're so reliant upon friends of different races that so happen to be Democrats. We're so reliant on them. We ask them to march with us, to love us. And it hasn't happened the way we envisioned. We're only to blame for that. No one else. You see, every other race, every other ethnicity that comes to America and they find the American dream, they didn't depend on the government. They didn't depend on their white Democratic friends, even their white Republican friends. They didn't depend on them. They figured it out. You are the creator of your own destiny here. That's the beautiful thing about America. And that's what people have forgot because they're no longer loving the country that they're born in. I looked up statistics of home ownership. Somewhere I read only 3% of all applicants, and we're just talking about applicants, are Black Americans. Business owners was a little higher. It was like 7% of all applicants. We're not talking about people who get the loan. We're talking about people who apply for it. That's worrisome. Now, I can't speak for Mexicans. I'm not Mexican. But I can speak for Black people, and I can say honestly that the dream's here. The dream's right here. It ain't in Africa. It's not in Canada. The dream's here. But you have to get it. You have to educate yourself on the freedoms of America. And once you live in an ideology or a fantasy of oppression, you are now oppressed. No one's going to get you out of your oppression but you. You're the only one that can get yourself out of oppression. Now, we shoot ourselves in the foot because we put these blacks up here on a ladder. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We put them up there in hierarchy, and we give them the power to voice for the black community. It's just like in politics. We have a black caucus. What has that black caucus achieved for you? They've been there for almost 100 years. What have they achieved for you that you can't achieve for yourself? Do you see where I'm going with this? They target us at birth. The whole story I just fucking told you is they target us at birth. They have our mothers raise us because they lock up our fathers, or our fathers just fucking disappear. So they have our mothers raise us, and our mothers are already so fucking depressed, already out of their fucking wits because they don't understand what it takes to raise a man. Matter of fact, raise multiple children. So they're learning on the go, and they're learning what they're taught. And what they're taught is black people have strikes against them. So you live in an oppressed mind frame from birth, and you never reap the benefits of America because your own oppression. And then you look for help with these Democrats or even the fucking Republicans. You look for help, and they're not here to help you. They have their own lives. They have their own destiny. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So you can be mad at TaijhTV all you want, but I'm going to choose my fucking destiny. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of looking at black people for guidance. Whenever a black person says, I'm not your role model, he dies. That's not a coincidence. I don't need a fucking role model. I'm my own role model. I'm a father to my kids. I'm just not a husband yet. That day will come. But I have every quality to make it in this country because I choose to. I didn't get that until I was 28. I didn't get that because I was 20 fucking 8. So to answer the question of, am I oppressed or do I believe in oppression? No. I'm not. Oppressed people or poor people or misinformed people or woke people. That's who they are. I'm none of that. I'm just TaijhTV. Woo! That was some real shit for you people out there. That's how it gets. That's what's in TaijhTV's mind right there. Oh, yeah. You guys see it. Wearing the merch. Been wearing it all day. It's all good. I'm feeling good. Feeling saucy. If you guys want some TaijhTV merch, right now I only have shirts, but I got more shit on the way. Not just shirts. I'm the master of my own destiny. Remember that. Remember that. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I love all my supporters. Thank you again. Catch you guys soon. Catch you soon. All right. Peace out.